Welcome to the GenTechTrek. I'm Byron Holdeman, your host and blogger for the GenTechTrek. Via short videos, I will be taking you on an internet trek to find your family through various websites. As our first episode, we are going to be traveling to the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. The Library of Congress is the largest library in the world. It is a library for Congress, but also plays a role in our nation as a national library, collecting knowledge and information related to the United States. Over 50 million items have been digitized and are available on the website. And so your family might be hiding out in some of those resources. So let's get started on this internet trek by going to www.loc.gov. For this episode, we will be looking for surname information using the general search bar. Now, you may not find something on every surname. Not everybody is in the Library of Congress information, but you may have some that are hiding out. So do various searches and see what you can find. If you have an uncommon surname, then I would type that in and see what's there. If there are a lot of information that does not relate to your family, then you may want to add a location to it. So I'm going to start off by doing a search on my Barnes family in Nebraska. And you can add a state. If that's still too many, you can add a county, or you may even go to a city if you need to. So, doing Barnes, Nebraska. And it brings up, I have photographs, oral histories from the Veterans History Project, manuscripts, letters. Scrolling back to the top, my first one that brings up is Walter A. Barnes of Custer County, Nebraska. My family is in Custer County, so this is one that I probably want to look into to see how Walter fits into my family. Again, we have a John W. Barnes in the same area, so that's another one I want to look into. And the third one is Peter M. Barnes. Peter M. Barnes is my third great-grandfather. So this is one I want to look into right away. So I'm going to click on it, and it brings it up, and I can look at the bibliographic information. In the summary, it tells who's in the picture. Ed Barnes' son, Mrs. Peter M. Barnes, and Peter M. Barnes. So if I click on the picture, I can actually look at the picture. I can go to the larger image, and I can even zoom in on the image. And there I have Edward, or Ed, who is my great-great-grandfather's brother. I have Mrs. Peter M. Barnes, or Eunice Roden Barnes, who is my third great-grandmother, and Peter M. Barnes, who is my third great-grandfather. I didn't have pictures of them previously, so now I have pictures of them. There's their dog, their horse, the dugout, the sod house, their farm. So a little bit more about my family there that I didn't have previously. So I can go back. If I want to look more into why was this picture taken, and who is this Solomon D. Butcher, the photographer, I can click here on the Prairie Settlement, Nebraska Photographs and Family Letters to find out more about this collection and why this was created. Solomon Butcher was actually creating a pictorial book about how rough it was to farm the West. Alright, I'm going to go back to the list of items. The next couple of items that come up are veterans history interviews. These are normally from World War II and beyond. My family had left at that time, so I'm not going to look at those at the moment, but they might still be related, so it's something I may go back to later. Scroll down, there's an interview with an ambassador, another Solomon Butcher photograph, so I'm going to go ahead and open up this one. And look at the notes. George Barnes. My great-great-grandfather was George Barnes. So I'm going to bring this picture up, do the larger image, zoom in, and I have George Barnes and his 3 children. Now when I go and look at my genealogy, I noticed that George Barnes had the three oldest children are Gerald Vernon, who would be 5 at the time, Franklin Morton, who was 4 at the time, and my great-grandmother, Lula Alberta Barnes, who was 3. So they all look like they're very close in age, and that would be the 3 oldest children. So it fits right into my family. And again, I have a picture of them, their horses, the falling in sod house. So I'm going to go back. And this time I'm going to go at the one below it, that's a letter, and see what's in the letter. And I see down here, look in the bibliographic information, there is a Brother Barnes. So if I go to view text, I can actually bring up the text of the letter, holding down the control key on my keyboard. And with that held down, I'm going to press the letter F and then let go of both keys and type in Barnes to see where Barnes fits in. It says it shows once, and so it highlights the word Barnes, and it talks about Brother Barnes giving a sermon. And I look, okay, this is in Indiana. My Barnes family did move from Indiana-Illinois border to Nebraska, so this might be related to my family. It's something I can look into further. Alright, so that gave you a brief visit of what's available on the library's website. Go and try it out for yourself. Don't get discouraged when you try your first couple surnames and you don't find anything. Keep going, 3, 4, 5, 6, on down, as many surnames as you can find, and hopefully you'll be able to find something in here. If you do find something, please go back to GenTechTrek, to the blog for this episode, and put in the comments what you're able to find. Hope you have a good internet trek, and in the next episode, we're going to be going into the Library of Congress again and doing a geographic search. And I'll show you some of the resources available geographically and where your family might be in those resources. So until next time, good luck on your internet trek.